Women self-select out of work more than men.
And even if you...
When you say self-select,
they leave their jobs to pursue family.
And a lot of men are arguing, but it's because of the lifestyle choices that women make. So, for example, up until the age of 30, I think.
Lifestyle, what, give birth to you?
Yeah.
Biology.
No.
Biology.
If you've got a kid that's 2 weeks old, they need their mother more than they need their father.
That's why you see more women go to university, more women graduate with higher grades, more women do GCSEs, more than do A levels. So what people don't understand is that, yes, they focus too much on the upper end of society where you're more likely to see men who earn quite a lot, but at the bottom end of society, which we described with people
There's
who
a lot of more men there than
criminals, people, ex-convicts, drug addicts, people who are homeless, people who are dying, people who are low skilled, especially now that low skilled jobs that are manual labor are being faced by technology. You'll see a high unemployment in working class men.
is increasing.
In the city, yeah, we're talking about in the city.
You know, in the whole of UK, in the whole of UK, like if you look at, especially in the north, it's mad.
It's mad.
It's mad.
It's very
And
mad.
this is not ethnic minorities. These are working class white men who are suffering. So when people say this thing, it just shows to me a complete lack of ignorance about what's going on. So how could you say that in terms of like the capitalist way that men benefit more because they're more heavily populated at the top? You got to look at the reasons why. First of all, women want to have children. Women decide, and even
Women self-select out of work more than men.
and even if you
when you say self-select,
They leave their jobs to pursue family.
men on average work, I think it's
80 hours.
men on average work, I think it's 1,000.
It's a kind of wrong statement to say they self-select when.
No, there are more women self-selecting out of high status jobs than men.
Yeah, but there's more women taking maternity leave than men taking
And-
paternity leave. Just
No,
because
and-
of the
and-
whole
and-
nature
and
of
look,
men and women.
Yeah,
It's-
biology.
Biology.
If you've got a kid that's 2 weeks old, they need their mother more than they need their father.
Yeah, but then you
Food.
can't use that as an argument to say they're self-selecting to take.
They are
time off
self-selecting.
You
They're
don't have to.
choosing to leave work
They
to
don't
look
have to.
after their
work. I
children.
get what you mean.
But no, you don't
They
have to. You don't have to.
But then if they don't, they have to pay for nursery and formula and a child
Guys,
to look after
we're
their
gonna
child.
start with Jay on this next.
Oh no, quick to finish this. And so when people look at, so when people look, that's why I say look at the bottom
So
of
you're
society.
stopping or you're starting?
I'm stopping and starting.
Yeah, so when you look at the bottom of society, it's also heavily populated with men. So when people are talking about, let's say, the jobs industry where men are more likely to earn more, first of all, you get men work more hours, so you're gonna get paid more. Period. Point blank. Period. One.
On general, men take less sick leave than women as
Men
well.
take less sick leave than women. Also, men are more likely to take dangerous jobs. 97% of workplace deaths are men. Men are less likely to be as high skilled as women.
Oil rigs,
So
infrastructure.
that's why if you look at
electricity,
earnings, women
gas,
kind of out earn
plumbing,
men until they get to their 30s. And what happens during your 30s? You tend to
children.
have children. You know what I'm saying?
So they
and also
leave.
the industries you choose to go to. Like nobody's putting a gun to head and say don't do science or maths. No, just to finish this point, yeah, to show why I'm not subscribed to arguments that if you look at the Nordic countries where they actively
Gender
try,
equality paradox.
where they actually actively try to kind of to change the parameters of
Encourage
society
women
to
into
women
STEM
to get
fields.
into STEM fields, they
They
actually
still-
rebel
they still
against it
end
even
up-
more than places like here.
So when women are left to make their own choices, they go more into humanities and social sciences, and men go even more into STEM fields. In this patriarchal society, women have a better chance of going in. Women are more likely to self-select into STEM fields than men. And even when they were questioned, a lot of them in the Nordic and Swiss countries were saying, the reason I chose STEM fields is because I want to make more money.
How much of the current quote-unquote wage gap and difference in careers is nature? How much is nurture? How much is biology? And how much is learned behaviour?
Well, we already know from the gender equality paradox, it leans more towards biology.
Elaborate, bro.
So, for example, you get STEM fields and social sciences. It's easier to measure the outcome of STEM fields than it is to measure the outcome of social sciences. STEM fields, that's why you'd get more money in STEM fields as opposed to social sciences. Now, if you're talking about socialization and why women self-select into social sciences and men self-select into STEM fields, it's debatable, but we wouldn't say it's mostly to do with socialization.
So give us an example of how biology leads women to go for lesser paid jobs than men, because essentially that's what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying their interests are more to do with people, and
Okay,
men's is
but
more
as a
to do with
result,
things.
as a result, the lesser paid.
Why do those
the
jobs
lesser,
get
the
paid
lesser
less?
No, but as a result, the lesser paid jobs are, from what you're saying, the lesser to elaborate, the lesser paid jobs are the ones women are going for, and higher paid jobs are the ones men's are going for. The only thing you're arguing is the
Interest.
reasoning behind it, or the interest. Sorry. So why, knowing the difference in wages and the difference in salaries, the women still
Priorities. It's what they're interested in. If you look at the Nordic countries,
yep.
and the it's more egalitarian. It's not as patriarchal as
Let's say the rest of the Western world, like
Rest
here.
of the
So
rest
if
of
you
the
look at
world.
Sweden, it's not going to be the same as the UK.
The-
And then even in those regions, they've kind of structured society to kind of be more egalitarian,
More
and
neutral.
more neutral. Trying to.
How long has that been running?
I think it's
Because to change someone's
20.
to change,
I'm not sure of the length of time. All I know is
The
one
results-
study was 400,000 people, the other was 700,000 people. So it's a population level study.
100%, but you can't fully change nurturing one
No,
generation.
No, but what we're saying is, if the socialization is different and men and women are socialized to be more equal, why
I'm
is
saying
it?
you can't in 20 years. You can't socialize them to be different. In
Yes,
what, in
what you telling me that there's not
in what
difference in us
generation?
socially from generations 20,
Of
30
course,
years?
there's slight differences.
No,
but-
there's major differences. 20,
No.
30 years ago, it was calm to be throwing the N-word around at people on road. Am I lying?
But that's you're talking about one term.
And you're also
No, I'm
you're,
also-
you're talking about
you're also-
socializing an entire
you're-
gender.
Also, no, let me
and
finish.
you're also
Even the place religion played, even the family structure, like it was more socially unaccepted.
100%. But what I'm saying is, if you want to go to the basics of to socialize an entire gender, you have things
Yeah,
like
to
you
that,
have basics like color. Then you have things such as like what they're pushed towards. Then you have things like even the music they listen to, the movies. You for me to completely desensitize you from what you've been taught socially. Even the basics, like for example, your favorite ballet dancer, is gonna have to be a male or female. Your favorite rapper, male, female. It's not
and
gonna
that's down
be.
to individual choice.
It's not.
It's not.
Partly,
It's not even partly down to
Because you're
individual choice.
as a child, you're conditioned by your environment.
Yeah,
You
but
you have very
conditioning
limited ability to
conditioning
choose.
is one variable out of a whole bunch of variables.
Yeah, I was about to say what he said.
It's not. We aren't. Yes, human beings are like plastic. You can mold people, but people make their own decisions
within
as well.
the options that they have.
Within the options that are available to them.
There we go.
In my culture, I shouldn't even be sitting. I should be dead or in jail, fam. That's what I've been socialized to do. I'm not dead or in jail.
But I'm saying,
So
if you
again-
have a child, regardless of what you teach them, regardless of
They're
of the
going
steps
to
you
make their
take,
individual choices
but
and decisions.
Also, what they're exposed to in terms of what they may see in music videos from your time and music videos from maybe even 5 years before, regardless of if the law came in place 4 years ago. What's happened in the last 4 years can't fully change them because there's
Yeah,
still an
but
impact.
okay. Let's go back to
And
example.
then you're still watching the
Let
people
me
older than you
go
that
to
have already
an
been-
example. First of all, historically, these regions have been different to us anyway.
Yeah.
But in the last, I think it's like 2 or 3 decades where they've really
It's like
tried
20, 30 years.
20, 30 years, yeah. They've really started to try to almost shoehorn women into STEM fields. The thing is that they've even reacted even worse towards it. So they've gone the opposite.
They've come social engineering towards the other way is what they've been aiming for. Yeah?
And it's
But I see that as more progressive rather than a result.
No, but what we're saying is, even though they're socializing people to be more neutral,
Yeah.
what happens? Even more women go
I
into
fully
social
agree, but
sciences.
what I'm saying is
humanity.
you can't get a result as something that's progressive.
But
It's just one
wait,
result.
so I'm not saying this. So I don't. Okay, what? So we champion evidence-based conclusions and arguments. So we're talking about what's happening in society. Yeah. If you're taking a region which is historically more egalitarian than, let's say, United States.
So you're saying the job was like, I get what you're saying now. 'Cause you're saying the job was kind of already being done. I thought I don't know the
you don't know the
original
extent
state.
of-
Yeah. And 20 years is a long time. Of
No, but
policy,
it's more so if you're
but-
telling me that's the foundation already, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if it wasn't a foundation, 20, 30 years, that's a lot of time and you're just not just influencing the policy and the
Culture.
and the culture as well, and it's not like it's staying the same. I can't almost understand, but it's going the
In the
opposite
opposite direction
from
of what
what
they
they
expected.
Okay, so
people.
I'm gonna leave this to the stats
French.
boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to y'all.
Everything around us is tech. So because it's revenue generating.
But it was generating revenue because that was how new technology came out.
If you look at the top 10 companies now in terms of market cap, 6 or 7 are tech companies. That wasn't the case 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
If you completely remove negotiation, then
We're done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that statement.
It's your statement.
Thing again. So I think that's where the main discrepancy is.
why
However,
are women getting paid less if they are?
I was getting frustrated only because outside of work, this just can't run.